Welcome to my week of crochet. I'm going to try and vlog as much as I possibly can for the whole week. Normally, I don't get much time in the week to actually crochet, and whenever I do a vlog, I've typically been working on those projects like on a Friday night, Saturday and a Sunday, and then I post on Monday. But I'm trying to be proactive, so I'm starting this on Monday, and I'm hopefully going to vlog the whole week for you so you can see what I've been up to in terms of crochet projects. As always, I've added chapters to the bottom if you want to scroll through and there's something that you're like a bit more interested in, or just join me for the entire vlog. Make sure to grab a hot drink and a crochet project and come along with me for a week of crochet. I wanted to start the video today basically just like giving some context and a couple of updates and go through some things that I'm working on, and then let you know what I'm going to be working on this week, hopefully, if I don't get distracted. If you saw a video maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had a work in progress that was this granny stitch jumper, and I think I'd only done about 10 or 11 rows in that video, but since then I have finished it. And honestly, this is not a difficult pattern, but the motivation to finish it was hard because it's literally a granny stitch back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's 4 panels that you then sew together. The only thing getting me through this, and actually I think I would make it again, but the only thing getting me through this was the colour of the yarn. It's really hard to tell, but it's like this really bright raspberry, deep pink. And I loved it so much, that's what fueled me to get through this jumper. But I've already worn it in my fidget toy pattern video, so you can see the top of it there. This is the Crochet sweater, I think it's called. I'll add the pattern up here so you can see if you're interested. Very simple in construction. I think next time I would try a size down, because whilst this is a little bit roomy and I like that and I will get wear out of this, I would like to try it in a size down just to see how it comes out. But I love it. I love it. That's my first update. And then over the past week, I checked in on my YouTube studio to see that I had hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. I just want to say, for everyone that has subscribed, and if you're still watching my videos, thank you so much. I know it sounds really cheesy, but I appreciate like every milestone. When I had 1 subscriber, when I had 10 subscribers, when I had 100 subscribers. If anybody knows me, they know that I don't massively have a lot of confidence when it comes to this type of thing, and I started this channel thinking I want to put some content out, I want to create a community of like-minded people so we can talk about crochet and we can talk about neurodiversity and we can share ideas. So to hit that milestone, which I genuinely didn't think I would get to until, you know, like a year of videos. I thought it was going to take me about a year. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I just hope that the videos I continue to put out are entertaining and you continue to be happy as a subscriber here. So thank you so much. On that note, for the past couple of weeks, I have been working on a free pattern that I'm going to make a YouTube tutorial for. I have not done any pattern designing at all. The closest I have come to doing anything like that is when I have like free-handed a couple of things, like my pink Beanie Babies cardigan that I recently completed. That was kind of me modifying a couple of existing patterns, or I'll add like extra rows or extra borders on things. That's the furthest I've gone in terms of being like creative and my own mindset. So I thought I would try my hand at designing something, and I've started on a small scale and I am designing a coaster. And the only thing I had in mind was that I want it to be like a little bit floral and a little bit doily-esque, which in the grand scheme of things really isn't anything to go on at all. And my first couple of iterations didn't work because I didn't draw my vision. I just sat down with a hook and yarn and thought, yeah, I'll just have a go at it. And it didn't work. So I started off with kind of these designs. I wanted a bit more of a solid base and then for it to come out a little bit more. But then I got to these bits with all of these loops, and then I thought, well, I don't know where to go from here. I don't know where to go from here. I felt a bit stumped. This was before I was drawing anything. I was just making things up in my head. Then I think I did this one, which is cute, very cute, looks like a little flower, but it's too small for a coaster. And then I was like, well, where do I go from here? I kind of needed this to be like the outer section, and then I needed a couple more rows in here, and then this to be on the end, basically. Then I don't know how I got to this one because it is quite different. Then I made this one, which is a coaster size, but just something about it was off. I just didn't like it. It was too blocky. It didn't look like visually appealing or interesting to me. And if I'm going to put this out, I want to be proud of it. I don't want to put something out there that I'm not massively proud about. I want it to be something that I would actually crochet and have in my house. So I then changed the middle section. So it was this kind of block double crochet. Then I changed to this, which I was much happier with. So we've got this bit more of a floral motif here, and then these outer sections are a lot more like looking like a doily. So I came up with this one, which was the best iteration. And the difference between this and this is that once I'd done that, I started drawing something out, and then I came up with this. So the moral of the story is draw your ideas before you sit down. I mean, that's the advice I would give coming at this for the first time, because as soon as I did start drawing it down, I could then, like, this is what came next. Anyway, this is a bit too big now as a coaster. So then I sat down again and just did a little smaller version. And this was more what I had in mind. Old, new. Now I'm looking at it, I kind of like this one more. Anyway, just a prototype, I still need to do a couple more iterations of this so that I'm happy with it. This is in Cotton Aran as well. With the hook size that I used, it is coaster size, but I don't know what this would look like in DK. And I want to try having a different colour in the middle and then a different colour on these outer rows to see if it makes much of a difference. So that's where I am with that. But it's definitely more doily-esque. I don't know, you know. Let me know your thoughts. I feel like I like this one more, but it's too big. I think it's because this round here is a bit more solid than that one. It might just be because I've been staring at them for so long. I might be second guessing myself, but there we go. Then I tried replicating it with my 4-ply cotton, and that was a mistake. I just wanted to see how it would look in some other colours. So here it is. Don't even talk to me about these colour choices. They're a bit random, but I just wanted to see, you know, if you switch up the colours on the rows, what it would look like. And despite this being a bit ugly for me personally, I think I will try this one in other cotton Aran colours and see how it turns out. But this will be in the next couple of weeks if I'm on schedule. This is also going to, so this will be a free pattern that you can get from the YouTube tutorial, and I wanted to do it as kind of a thank you to everyone in my community, and the fact that we hit 1,000 subscribers just makes it mean a lot more. So this will be coming out, which I'm excited about. In terms of colours that I want to try like an autumnal one with some burnt oranges and browns and mustard yellows. And then I also thought you could modify this for Christmas. Like, I know this isn't a poinsettia type flower, but you could have red petals and green, you know? So if you wanted to make a couple of these and gift them, or for autumn, you know, or some autumnal colours, I want to make some iterations so I can sort of show you what colour combinations you can do with this. I've completely missed one out. This was also another iteration. It's so hard to see. If I hold it there. There's a flower motif in the centre here, and then I tried this awful border around it, which just didn't work. But this flower bit in the middle was good, and I think I'm going to try and reuse this in some other design. I don't know what yet, but draw your visions, people. Draw your visions before you just get cracking. Save a lot of time. I also had the bright idea last week, I think, to dig into my old whip bag down there and pick out a jumper that I started working on probably over a year ago. And it's this knit looking jumper. Ta-da! And then it's got like a tighter ribbed stitch at the bottom. The colours are quite cute. This is Sidar Jewel Spun. I cannot remember the colourway. If I do find it, I'll put it on the screen. But yes, so I've been making and carrying on with this. I hope it's gonna fit. I hope it's not too dense. You know, sometimes with acrylic, when you wear them, especially as a jumper, you can feel a bit too much and you get a bit too hot. So this I'm going to be adding to over the next couple of weeks. I've got to do another panel and then the arms. That's that one. And then this week, it will definitely be in this vlog because I have to have it finished for Sunday. I had a commission several months ago to make a plushy dinosaur, which I've already made before several times. I'll put a photo here. I've been commissioned to make this and it's due on Sunday. So this week I will be working on that, and I'm going to make it in slightly different yarn. It is this King Cole Yummy floral yarn. How cute is that? I have made one of these dinosaurs in this yarn before, but I don't think I took a photo of it, which is typical me. This colourway is called Sherbet Rose. It's really lovely. I've got 3 balls of this. A dinosaur shall be made from it. And then I think the spikes are going to be either multicoloured or pink or blue. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to make the dinosaur and then see what I fancy. And then I've also been working on a dress. I mentioned this a couple of videos ago, but I didn't get it out because it was all tangled up. But here it is. It's in a very, very soft cotton DK, and the pattern is inspired by a Taylor Swift crochet dress that she wore. I wonder if I can show you. This is really not doing it any justice at all, but there'll be a front, a back, and then some sleeves. I'll put a picture of the pattern here. I thought it would be good for summer because it's cotton DK and there's holes. And then I also thought this would be a good autumnal dress because you can wear it with tights and boots and have a little belt around the middle. So the front panel is nearly finished. I just need to do the back panel and the sleeves. And already, look at those ends. Just looking at that gives me a headache. Anyway, that is future me's problem. That's it for now. I think this evening I am going to do a couple more rows on my dress because I'm about 3 rows away from finishing the front panel and I'd like to clear that up. Then I think I'm going to start on the dinosaur because I cannot remember, and I didn't write it down, what crochet hook size I used for this. So I'm going to need to do a bit of experimenting. I think it's going to be a 5. This recommends a 6, but I think I used a 5. But we'll give it a go anyway. So I'll take you along for the process of that and anything else that I might get up to, and then might check in with you again during the week. Catch you in a bit. Hi everyone, it's Thursday. I thought I would come back on and just show you the progress of the dinosaur. Currently looking a bit like a shapeless blob, but trust me, when he is stuffed, trust me, when he's stuffed, he looks really cute. But I'm nearly done actually. I only have a couple more rows to like finish off the body, and then I need to do the feet and the arms, and then decide what I'm going to do for the spikes because I kind of have free reign on that. So it's either going to be multicolored or pink or blue. I haven't decided yet. These are the eyes that I've decided to go for. Hopefully you can see them. I have quite a few different colours. The last one I did, I picked pink glitter for the last one, and I thought I'll try something different, so I really like the green. My other option were these that have lots of different colours in. I think these would have looked great with this, like a bit icier. However, I had previously used these on a project that then was frogged and not completed, and so the backs are on them and I can't get it off. So if anyone has any tips on how to get backs off, and it's not like a typical rounded one, it's very flat, and it doesn't screw off, it doesn't pull off, and I think it's a real shame because I don't want to waste these, I want to use these again. So if anyone has any tips on removing backs, please let me know. So yes, this is how far I've got. I'm gonna plan to finish the body tonight, and then stuff it and do the arms and the legs because they will not take long. In terms of this yarn, I don't often work with like chenille plush yarn, but I do have some favourites in that category, and this one is one of them. It's so buttery smooth to work with. This works up so quickly because of how smooth it is. And I did end up using a 5mm in the end, even though it suggests 6. I went down 1 hook size and there's like absolutely no gaps at all. So that was a good choice. This reminds me of, if anyone's ever used Jelly Baby Chunky yarn, that is like plushy chenille. That's my favourite other one if I'm ever going to use this thick yarn, Jelly Baby Chunky, or these. They come in lots of different colours and lots of different patterns, and they're great. I'm going to finish off Mr. Dinosaur, you know, change him from looking like this blob to something remotely resembling a dinosaur, and then I'll check back in and show you what he looks like before his spikes. Before he gets his spikes. Hi everyone, it's Friday. I am back on to show you my progress from the last time we caught up. So, Mr. Dinosaur's main body is done. It still looks like a lumpy blob, but he's stuffed. And he just needs some arms and legs and a tail and some spikes. So, we've got his feet, they're done. I've done his little arms as well, and the tail is finished. So I think I'm going to sew all of those on first and then just sort of see how he sits, and then I'm going to make up my mind on the colour for the spikes. In terms of the chenille colours that I have left to do the spikes, I had a rummage through and actually don't have the colours that I thought and as much as I thought. So I'm going to speak to the person that this is being commissioned for and pose a couple of colour suggestions to them and then see what they say and go with that, I think. I've got pink, the same pink that I used last time. I have a blue, but it's in a thin, very thin chenille, like nothing like the thickness of this one. It's Flutterby Chunky, which is not chunky, it's a fake chunky. I've got a blue in that, or I have more colour options in a bigger thickness in like a super chunky, which I think would work because it's just the spikes. So I don't see why it wouldn't. It's not like I'm making the body in one size and the head in another and it would look really random. It's just the spikes. So I'm going to see what I've got, pose the options, and then see what this person that has commissioned it comes back with. So we're not going to go for a solid colour on the spikes. We're doing multicoloured, which is great. I had a dig in my pink locker back there, and I did have a blue in Jelly Baby Chunky. Doesn't quite match, but it doesn't matter. We're doing multicoloured, so I'm going to do a blue one, a green, a pink, and probably a yellow. This is quite a bright yellow, but I think we're going to do these 4 for the spikes. So I'm going to crochet all the limbs and the tail on, then I will make some spikes and sew them on, and then show you the final plush. Hello, I'm back, and he's finished. Look how cute he is. I had to redo this blue spike here because I initially had sewn it on a little too high, so I had to cut that off and reattach, but I think perfect final placement and very cute and squishy. This pattern, as I said before, I've used several times and is so simple. It's literally all single crochet, and then it's just sewing. So you sew the legs on, the arms and the tail and the spikes, but the whole body is worked in one as well. I'm very happy. I love this yarn. I forget how much I love this yarn. The one thing though is it sheds quite a lot, but I was able to do a magic ring to start, and I was able to pull all the ends together to finish. So it's not like it's continually breaking and it's impossible to finish off a round or start a round. It's just like if you've cut it or something, or if you're pulling a lot, or if you are pulling to close, a bit of the yarn is going to come off the string. I don't even know what you call it underneath. The thread underneath. But yeah, there he is, and his shiny glittery green eyes, which I think work really well. So that is going off to its new home tomorrow, Sunday, because today is Saturday. I have a bit of time left on this vlog, and I was kind of considering what to do, like if I've got enough time to make something today and add it in. And I revisited my Peter Rabbit crochet toy book because I've been really eager to make Jeremy Fisher. In a previous video I made Jemima Puddle Duck. If you've watched that one, or if not, I'll link it here. And then I did say I was really eager to make Jeremy Fisher here because he's got a little jacket and he looks really cute. He is considerably smaller than Jemima that took me a weekend to do. So I thought maybe if I've got some time today, I'll see if I can make him. Like a week ago, I made a rogue leg. And then I did not have the brain capacity to carry on because this is 8 stitches continually up. And I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but it is not the most fun to do 8 continuous stitches all the way up. And like, it's quite, like there's not a lot of room for maneuver. So yes, the plus side is it does get done quite quickly. So I've got one leg, so I might do the other leg and see if I can carry on and see how far I get, see how far my brain power gets me today, and maybe I'll finish a Jeremy Fisher. That would be interesting. The only thing to say is that they recommend like an olive green with a mustardy yellow, and I do not have an olive green in my cotton stash. I have this green here, which is kind of sage, not yellowy, but I've got a mustard. So I've gone with those 2 colours in the hope that it works out okay. And then I just need a red, a pink and a white. So watch this space. See if I can get on with crocheting Mr. Jeremy Fisher, and then we'll discuss our thoughts on the pattern as I go through as well. Hello, I am back. It is Saturday evening. I've spent a couple of hours on Jeremy Fisher looking hilarious, but I am gonna be putting this to the side for a while. I'm just getting too frustrated with it and I'm not enjoying making it, and therefore I am not gonna carry on, at least today. Like, I might pick this up in the week or another time when I've got some time. And I tell you why this is frustrating. Some patterns, you don't need long, lengthy explanations of things, even though some patterns come with that. This one does. You're having to make sure that these are facing the right way, but you also have 8 stitches per leg, and when you're not told which stitch to go into from this chain here, so you're just guessing, then you're working around and around and around and around, and here's my like marker. This isn't in the middle of the back, this is off on the side, because that's where the new round of the legs started when I joined them to ensure that they were forward facing. I hope that makes sense. But now in the pattern, we have come to doing this part here, and we're going from this back marker, and it's saying to like single crochet 14 and then you're starting the white triangle, but 14 is too far over here. So if my V starts here, this is not going to be in the middle of his body. And this is going to require me to do some maths, which annoys me. Yeah, so that's going to require me to do some maths. Every other pattern I've done that has, you know, this, that you're joining 2 legs and then you're working upwards, it always says like, make sure you're finishing in the center between the 2 legs when you're doing your round. And if you're not, frog some stitches or add some stitches. That's fine, because I've been crocheting long enough to know that that's a thing. But this row here, just before we switch to white, is an increases row that need to be evenly spaced out. So if I'm then frogging to get back to here, I've lost 5 stitches of a previous row. And I don't know if that's going to impact the pattern. I think it will, and I don't know to what extent. So it's kind of really irritating. I'm really frustrated because I haven't had to do this before. I've been very lucky in that I think it's down to tension as well, but other pattern instructions have made it clear to me, and I've always been able to do, you know, to work something in the middle when it needs to be. For example, on this Peek-a-Pow penguin, I don't know what this is called on the penguin, this white section anyway on his face will, because this is dead center, you're then working this to ensure it's dead center on the penguin. So I've not had a problem with this. Like, this isn't skewed off to the side. This has been calculated so that it's central. Whereas for Jeremy Fisher, I haven't had those calculations. So I'm off on the side, which is irritating. There is a techniques section about joining legs, so I'm just going to double check that I haven't missed something. No. Okay, well, there's a technique section that talks about joining legs, and it's just telling me exactly what I got from the pattern. So there's no like start in the middle, end on the middle, and there wasn't that in the instructions either. So yeah, frustratingly, I would have liked to have got him finished tonight, because actually I only have like the white of his body and his head, which is very small, and then his arms and his jacket, but it's not going to be. And, you know, I guess that's the reality of some of these vlogs, is that I actually, I'm not going to get everything done. I don't know what to do about this. If anyone has any tips, I don't want to do maths. I feel like I'm going to have to frog. I feel like I'm going to have to work out where the midpoint of this is, frog this bit back, maybe 5 stitches, end on a decrease here so that the front V can sit here. Maybe he will appear in a future vlog when I've got the mental capacity to focus on it. Anyway, I'm going to end the vlog here. We've had quite a successful week in terms of crochet, I think. I finished the first panel of my dress, this one here. We finished the dinosaur commission, looking cute. We started Jeremy Fisher and gave up, sadly. I hope you're having a good week. I hope you've been doing some crochet. Let me know in the comments what projects you've been working on. I would love to know. As always, have a lovely week, and I'll see you in the next one.